I think there are a lot of examples where we can see nationalizing certain things has worked. Even if we look at American history, where within labor we had more unions, we had a progressive tax rate, we can see that America had more productive and equal outcomes.
So to counter that point, then you're not talking socialism, you're talking regulated capitalism, which I don't disagree we should go back to, which is not socialism.
Well, if I would like to go to true socialism where workers do own the means of production. I don't think capitalism is a working system, and I don't think the ultimate goal of humanity should be for profit.
But you don't find there's a balance between socialism and regulated capitalism that seemed to work when there was more regulated taxes on the upper class?
Because I would argue that really it required the exploitation of the global south. And so that's today.
The hell is that? Anyway, so you oppose people making a profit for what they do.
I oppose profit being the intent, as well as like how the machine functions. It should be based on necessity.
I support profit being the intent because that's how capitalism works. Everybody benefits when people make a profit.
Actually, no one is. A majority of people are not benefiting from capitalism currently. It works for a few.
In the current state, majority of people are not benefiting from capitalism. Socialism would work in the level of the basic needs and necessities of human beings. If we just socialized the basics, food, shelter, healthcare, dental, that if we socialized that and kept capitalism, I don't see why that balance couldn't work.
Well, again, I don't think you're recognizing like the exploitation that we do globally, especially when it comes to Africa or Latin America.
And statistically, I don't disagree that those are more oppressed ethnic cultures. And that has some responsibility that has to be taken for that as well. I just think that the true socialism doesn't work without some incentive. And the
incentive would be necessity, because I think we can see even currently that a lot of people perform labor because it brings them joy or fulfillment. Like not all doctors are doctors because they get a lot of profit and can buy material goods.
But what motivates one does not motivate the other. Yes, socialism, knowing that your basic cares and rights are taken care of, motivates 25% of the population, but money and growth motivate the rest. You can't take that away.
Money is not an inherent motivator. We can even see that within capitalism.
Then how do people get to the top?
Work for free?
People get to the top through exploitation.
Should a doctor have to work for free?
If are we talking a capitalist or a non-capitalist society?
Any. Should a doctor have to?
That you want?
Well, if we're talking about a capitalist, then no. Obviously, their labor has value within the market, and I think socialism would be a better answer to determining what that labor is worth. So, if we're talking about like a moneyless society, then yes.
If you took your college degrees and you actually are a brain surgeon and you're going to save a little child. How much is that worth? Is that worth minimum wage or what?
What does that have to do with what we're discussing?
It's exactly the point. It's capitalism. That guy should be able to make whatever he can make to save your child.
That's not an argument. Whatever he can make, that answers no question whatsoever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's such a vague statement.
What is your child worth?
Could I say something real quick?
Minimum wage?
I don't know why you think I'm making that argument.
Well, I'm making that argument because you are opposed to capitalism. Capitalism is a foundation of this country, and it means that people can make what they are worth, not what the government says.
Like worth in terms of what?
In terms of saving your child's life. Let's put it right.
That's not the value of your work is not determined based on the value that it gives to society. It's based on artificial markets.
Oh, well, it ought to be. It ought to be based on the worth.
That's not a capitalist argument.
It ought to be based on the worth.
That's actually more like a socialist argument.
The worth of the product provided. If this guy's going to save your child, I want him to make $200,000 a year or more.
What if my child dies? Then does he not get that money?
Well, hey, what if your child lives?
That's not what was asked. It's a whataboutism.
All right, I just want to ask a question. Ken, hold on one second, Mike. Hold on.
I'm going to step back.
Kenzie, how often do you join broadcasts? Do you join like these kind of broadcasts often?
No, feminism is more my niche, but I am anti-capitalist.
I got you. And whenever you join a broadcast, this is like more of a Republican broadcast, and there's obviously Democratic broadcasts. Which broadcasts are more open to what you say? Would you say it's Republicans or Democrats?
It depends what we're discussing. I think obviously a lot of Democrats are liberal, so they do support like neoliberalism, which is foundational within capitalism.
And how long have you had these views where you're anti-capitalism?
I don't know, I would probably say the last 10 years.
I got you. And a lot of people, like, whenever you ask, like, how did you come to, what made you reach this point where you feel that way? Did you do a lot of reading? Did you do a lot of research? Or, like, was it a family member? Was it a school you went to? What made you go down that path?
Well, I've always been interested in feminism and essentially certain outcomes that people have based on their identity. And if we're going to look at like oppression, exploitation, and discrimination, I think it's important to look at the core what causes that. And that's what brought me to like capitalism being an oppressor as well.
Okay, what led you to capitalism as the report?
My turn back again. Do you believe that men should be able to compete in women's sports?
No.
Okay, so biological males should not be allowed to participate in women's sports, correct?
That's not what you asked me previously.
That's what I'm asking now.
If we're talking professional sports, I do think trans women should be allowed to participate. There would just need to be certain, I would say the standard requirements.
You're actually not feminist.
Hold on.
Feminist.
Hold on. Just
No, that is feminism.
If you would like me to make a feminist argument, I'd be happy to.
Just remember, if you're going to ask her, hold on, Mike. If you're going to ask her a question, just let her answer. Let her finish her answer.
Yeah, let's be respectful, guys.
All right.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to be. I just wanted an answer.
Come on, just let her finish. And even if you disagree with it, just let her finish. If she filibusters or whatever, I'll stop her.
Yeah, she'll dig her own hole. That's fine.
No, I'm not saying that, but go ahead, Kenzie.
Yeah, so if we look at historically based on the parameter set within professional sports, cis women typically outperform trans women.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think there's any biological reason to make the sport unfair, if that's what you're asking.
That's right.
Actually, I would like to clarify that. What about trans men who are actually born male competing in women's sports? Now, you say you're a feminist.
Trans men are not born male.
Let me finish my question, and I'll shut up. So you think that
I'm just telling you right now that explanation
on a swimming team should be able to compete against women on a swimming team, and you think that's feminism?
So I don't think trans women are men.
Right.
I'm confused.
So am I.
Well,
Okay, well, I think what he's trying to say, if you have a man that's pretending to be a woman, and he goes and wants to get on the women's swim team, he is going to have a added advantage over any woman in that if he is a professional swimmer and he's
I don't know what you mean by pretending.
okay, he wants to be a woman.
give him some leeway, but you understand what he's saying.
Any woman in that swim team.
So I feel I've already answered. I feel I've already answered this question, but I'll answer it again. If we look at historically, based on the current standards that we have within professional sports of trans women competing, we can see that cis women typically outperform trans women. So I don't think there is a biological advantage of trans women competing in women's sports that would be disadvantageous to cis women.
Not only that, but don't they have to, Kenzie, correct me if I'm wrong, don't they have to be taking medication and test at a
yes,
level
you have to be, and that's typically also what prevents trans men from participating, is because testosterone is seen as a steroid as well. So yes, within women's sports, you do have to have a certain hormone level.
Oh, so I guess you oppose that woman, that man swimmer that just won a whole bunch of medals competing against regular women.
Can you tell me their name?
Leah Thomas.
Yeah, Leah Thomas.
What race did Leah Thomas win, Mike?
Oh, she
The one he was
won a
in.
bunch of stuff.
No, tell us exactly
you
which
serious?
one, Mike.
Yeah, Mike, I just want to know kind of your knowledge within Leah Thomas's record. So I'm just asking you to kind of give us specifics.
Hold on. This is where things kind of get off the rails. Okay, so Kenzie, the question is: Leah Thomas swam on a women's swim team. She won a whole bunch of races. Can I tell you the races?
That's not correct.
That's
You want
That's why I'm asking Mike to be specific.
Wait,
Because if we are going to have this discussion, then I would expect some level of research.
Hold on one second.
Right.
Hold on one second. Listen,
Sure.
I've defended you and let you talk.
I know, I
okay?
appreciate that.
All right. My understanding is that Leah Thomas, and I'm going to Google it right now, but
Okay.
Please do.
she won races in the
A
women's
race.
swimming division. Am I wrong with that, Kenzie? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. I find that very hard to believe, but can
Okay.
you then tell me
You're
what
wrong?
happened? Honestly,
I have a-
it's been like all over the news. So how
She won the
am I
2022 national
wrong,
championship for the
Kenzie?
500-yard freestyle event.
Yeah, the 500-yard freestyle event. And she didn't even break the record. So again, a cis women outperformed her.
Exactly.
And then she did not come in first in her other meets as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's
So
fair.
again, Leah Thomas was outperformed by cis women.
I got you. So, but you would, let's just say Leah Thomas won every single race and broke
Why
every
would we
record.
give that hypothetical?
Why would we say that?
Right.
All right.
Your
Fair.
whole point is about
I got it.
them all.
I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How like pro equality are you as feminists?
I would need more context.
Yeah.
So how
That's
far
another question.
how much would you like equality to exist? Like women are just as equal as men, like 100%.
So I don't think, again, I would like more context, but if you're talking about within like certain social or economic realms, I don't think that for men to meet, for women to meet certain social statuses of men would necessarily be the reflection of women's liberation.
All right, so more
Not even
context. How
a
about this? How about gender neutral sports? Like there we go, just solved everything.
I think there can be some gender neutral sports for sure.
I would agree with that.
And that would just solve a lot of the bickering.
Sure.
Wouldn't you be worried about the structure in which we already just talked about
Yeah.
how there's physical attributes that men have
Yeah.
over
Well, yeah.
women where they should be
Right, and
dominated
there's
by male
biological
sports.
advantages that men have over other men.
Well,
Like
she
obviously,
wants
if you're in the
She wants
NBA,
to kill women's sports. This will
Who
wants to kill
Mike,
women's sports?
you have not provided me a counter argument when I have
This
said
will
that cis women
destroy- that will
outperform trans
destroy-
women.
No, I'm not trying to present
There's no
that.
counter
I'm trying
argument.
to present
That's fact.
a solution, not an
I
argument.
know, I was talking to Mike, the one
Let's
who's
not talk over
Yeah, I'm sorry.
each
Go
other.
ahead.
Hi.
Mike, I don't know why you keep repeating the same argument when you haven't responded to my counter.
Well,
I
first
really,
of all,
I'm not the type to try
okay,
and
I'll wait.
disprove anything.
I'm sorry, Tenacious. I don't know if your name is Mike as well, but I was talking to the mic next to me.
No one's
Yeah,
talking to you. Yeah.
I'm trying to answer. I think what you're doing will actually kill Title IX and will kill women's sports.
Heal.
That does not respond to the counter argument that I made.
Heal.
Do you agree that cis women outperform trans women?
Do I agree that cis women outperform trans women?
Yes.
What is it?
Yes.
No, actually, no. Men outperform women. Sorry.
We're not talking about men. We're talking about cis women and trans women.
Trans women.
There's no such thing as a trans woman.
Okay, because you're unable to understand the concept doesn't
My
mean it's
God.
not true.
Okay.
What is a woman, Mike? Do we need to go? Do we need to reduce it down to that? What is a woman?
Oh,
What
no.
chromosomes do you have? XX or XY?
I don't
Are
know. I
you a
haven't had my
scientist? And do
karyotype
you
tested.
understand
That's
the
not
study
gender,
of
Mike.
most people
Are you
have proven different than what you think is normal?
Are you opposed to science?
Oh my god. I'm
So,
asking
Mike,
you
if we're
that.
going to discuss science, why don't you give me a definition of a woman before we continue?
Oh, sure. XX chromosomes. That's
Why
women.
are chromosomes what determine
well,
sex or gender?
One has a winky twig and berries, and the other one doesn't.
So
Okay.
how do you feel
Are
about an
you
X with a
familiar
Y
with?
trailing?
Yeah. Are you familiar with
Exactly,
Swyer syndrome,
right?
Mike?
And there are anomalies.
Hermaphrodites are like literally less
Mike.
than 1/10 of 1% of the population.
Not true.
Actually, so number one, we don't use that type of language. It's intersex.
Anymore.
Number two, 1.7% of people are born with ambiguous genitals. And then there are also intersex conditions where genitals are not ambiguous. So based on like the best data that we have, intersex affects about 5% of the population. But
Not to
I don't
mention
know why rarity would be a valid argument for you.
Wow.
Not to mention, if you actually
Stunning.
look at the studies that have been done with science, it is shown that people that present as a woman have also chromosomes been tested to align with that. So the only way to tell your actual quote unquote gender at birth is to test you and see what your chromosomes say.
Well, that
It's
would be
called
sex.
sex. It's not gender. Gender is what we term to animals.
No,
What?
sex is
You
what we
understand-
term
you
animals.
understand
Gender
that
is what we
basic
term
concept?
humans.
Do you
No,
understand
Mike,
that
you're
basic concept?
actually wrong. It's
I'm
exactly
not.
opposite of what you said.
Yeah, we call animals male and female, which is based on sex. Woman and man are
Sexy.
human gender terms.
Wow, you're absolutely 100% opposite of the reality of science.
That's not
Have
true
you
at all.
never
No.
heard a cat called
They just
female?
explained it.
Like, I
A
really do
woman?
think you were
No, you
reflect
say
the
it's a
typical
female
Republican.
cat, dummy. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm
Sorry.
a dummy now. Okay.
Sorry, I apologize.
Hold on. I have a question
no.
for Kenzie, real quick. If you know this information, Kenzie, or even GRL girl, it seems like there's a lot of fear mongering on the right because, as far as trans athletes go, isn't it literally like? Isn't the number so small in the country? It's like less than 100 people, like all together. I mean,
Yeah.
what are they so afraid of? I mean, what is with the hungering? It's such a small percentage.
Well, I don't really have any policy.
That's why I'm pro gender neutral sports. Now.
Why should men be competing against women?
There are certain
sports?
skills that women possess that men don't, and then
William
intelligence
Thomas.
in these sports that men don't. Like for instance, in the
William
WNBA,
Thomas.
if you watch the WNBA versus the NBA, women are way more strategic when it comes to playing basketball than men are. Like men just drive the net and slam dunk and shoot threes. Like if you watch WNBA, they're way more strategic. There's a lot of passing and more strategic to driving to the net.
Right. And I love. Hey, what I love women's basketball.
It would disprove a lot too. Like who's better
Diana
at the sport.
Taurasi all day.
Like
Well,
it would
it's
just
funny.
like
It's funny how in all my 49 years, nobody has ever given a shit about women's sports.
I know that take was like, to be honest,
Ever.
completely
I
based.
mean, I
Totally
watch.
fucked.
I'm not really a basketball fan, but I definitely watch women's hockey. Like, because it's actually really exciting. Like, and they don't get enough credit. Like,
I agree. Should you
Yeah,
have a
so
man?
Mike,
Should you have a man?
essentially my argument for trans women being women under feminist critique is that the term woman is not defined by our bodies. And I think that
really?
historically
Oh,
women have been
really?
reduced down to their bodies.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is exactly how it's defined.
It's exactly
No,
how
being
we're defined.
female is defined by
No,
certain
you
sex
scientific evidence
characteristics.
that it is not defined that way.
Yeah.
You're either a male or you're a female.
Well, that's not true.
Or a voice or not a voice?
Well, you guys really don't like science, do you?
No, they
Mike,
don't.
I really don't think you're like
They like
equipped to
making
have
up
the
their
science
own
argument
science
because you made a very bad science argument.
They
You
won't.
keep
not
bringing
in the
up
Bible,
science,
it's
and yet
not
I told
real.
you exactly how science has proven that people that identify as a certain gender,
Who
their
cares how
chromosomes
you
has
identify?
also identified in that way, has shown to prove that they are identifying in the way that their chromosomes are in their
Just
body.
because you identify
because
with it
they
don't mean it's
identify
right.
so totally the opposite of what their chromosomes are. Either
That is not true. I just told you there have been
That's not
scientific
true, Mike.
That
There are a
is
lot of different
Mike,
variations of chromosomes.
scientific
Yeah, there's more than
studies
just
that
X,
have
Y, and
proven
XX.
what you're
No
saying as
distinction.
wrong and what I'm saying as truth.
Mike, there are men who can have XX chromosomes, and there are women who can have XY chromosomes.
Do you think a woman can go to XY, or that a man can
Yes.
go to XX?
Yes, there are.
Yes, we're all saying yes.
Science.
You're wrong.
Mike, what is Swyer syndrome?
I don't know, hermaphrodites, something
God.
like that.
So I don't know
Just
why
because
you
you're
feel
unwilling to
this,
keep being
like,
Oh,
disrespectful.
goodness.
That was not disrespectful. That is
it
actually
absolutely is. I've already told you that that's not the term that we use.
We've
It is
all told
intersex.
That is a
Well, maybe next
condition.
time if we get
But it's extremely rare. It's extremely rare.
Mike,
Okay.
by simply
So is
disagreeing
people
with them
with
does
red
not make
hair.
your argument
I
valid.
respect you, okay? I actually do respect you.
Mike, do you understand that there are as many people with red hair born with red hair as there are people that are born intersex? So
Right.
are you telling me that red-haired people are not valid?
Of course they're valid. Everybody's valid. Everybody,
So then
including those,
stop with your
including those.
ignorance.
Wait, including those, and I will give this to you, including those that feel that they are not the birth gender that they were or actually
Mike.
sex. That
Mike,
they were,
please
that
hear
they
me
were.
out. Please just stop for a second and hear what I'm saying to you. You keep saying that, and yet I keep telling you there are science studies that say a person who feels that way, their chromosomes are either exactly relating or showing there are more chromosome coupling than what we originally think male and female are. And why is that so hard for you to hear me and then just go and research it?
My side is the side of science. There is XX
and I'm telling you, it's fucking science that's testing
incorrect. That is incorrect.
I'm
There
sorry,
are
I'm sorry.
many different chromosomal combinations, and there are many different chromosomes that can generate different phenotypic outcomes.
Right.
Like the fact that you are literally so delusional, you think that your opinion is based in science is laughable.
Oh, I'm
Like, I really hope that this is, you can, like, when you get off this live, recognize your own ignorance and bigotry, because that's all it
And
is.
just, just go research what we're saying.
You're absolutely.
Is research what we're saying.
Yeah, would you like me to define that for you?
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to another thing. Should gay porn be allowed to be taught to kindergartners?
What?
No.
Where's that is just another talking point that is brought up by the media to
There, yeah, that's not even a thing.
Yeah, it actually is.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's
It's
not.
absolutely not.
Are you doing that, Mike? Mike, is that what you do?
No,
No, let's not
In the
project
rest of
onto
the
Mike.
world,
That's not
that
it.
shouldn't happen.
It's a talking point to
What was
excite
happening
it.
in Florida? What was happening in Florida is they were saying that they wanted to ban books. Well, actually, they did not want to ban books. They just wanted to ban the reading of homosexual porn in their schools.
How do you read homosexual porn?
Well,
How would a kindergartner read that anyway? They can't fucking read.
My son could read in kindergarten.
Well, mine too.
This is beside the
because
point.
we
They're
took
not
time and
doing
taught him.
that. They're not
Yeah,
reading
that's
pornography
literally just
in
like a right-wing
kindergarten.
talking point. Like,
sorry,
Exactly.
host. Sorry, host. I'm bringing up all kinds of fun stuff.
you're
Bring up all
really
kinds
bringing
of
up like
dumb stuff.
like right-wing propaganda.
No, I'm bringing up the truth.
No,
Bring
this is
up-
not the
No,
truth in any way.
that's
Give me
propaganda.
a source.
Fear-mongering that you've
Yeah, give me
been
a
scared
source.
into believing, and you're incapable of actually doing any research or
Oh, no,
looking
I've done
into any
plenty
of
of
it.
research.
You just believe it blindly.
You're
No,
living in an
I've
echo chamber if you
actually
think
done
that the research you're
on
finding is
this. A
creditable.
lot of the people in the school.
Please give me a source. Please give
Just
me
one.
one source that says your
Oh, God.
kindergartner was being taught porn.
How
Please.
about 10 sources? Would that be enough
No,
for you?
yes, that would
Yeah,
give
sure.
me 10.
10 is
I
more
just
than
need
one.
one.
All right.
You guys think that the government
yeah.
is trying to overstep their boundaries when it comes to people's children, though?
I think that if you don't want your child to learn something, take them out of the class. But why are you stopping people from
I'm
learning?
not talking about the books. I'm not talking about the books. I think
What are you
the books-
talking about then?
All right, so there was a bill that was trying to be passed.
I just shared
I'll give them credit for that. It was,
I can barely hear you.
It was AB
Yeah, someone's got some
957.
bad background noise.
It's him with ringing in the background.
People were trying to pass.
Wait, we can't hear you, Tenacious. Can you speak louder?
Speaking pretty loud. Can you hear me?
Now we can.
All right, so AB 957 was a bill that was trying to be passed in California that made it to where Gavin Newsom vetoed it. But it was trying to be passed, and this is what I'm talking about, government trying to overstep its boundaries for kids. If you don't accept your children's gender identity, the government will take custody of your
All
children.
right. Whoever's ringing, you need.
I'm at work right now, sorry.
I
So
didn't catch much of these
the thing
points.
you're using to give an example never got passed because the governor chose it was not.
I just said Gavin Newsom vetoed it, but the government, it was trying to pass it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Because they were trying to protect children of the LGBTQ from parents that are bigots. Do you know that happens? Do you know there
I
are a lot of
understand that
children
happens.
walking the
There's also-
street who ends
there's
up...
also a lot of children that don't
Oh
know.
wow, really?
I live in
What?
California. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area.
You're
So am I.
opposed to having parents.
I'm not. I grew up in
No,
San
Mike
Francisco.
Tenacious, so let's talk about it.
You're opposed to having parents being
Stop,
informed.
Mike. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Tenacious.
Wait, I think Mike has our source.
Go ahead.
Did you find our source, Mike?
Yeah, I just texted it.
Where in the
I
chat?
put it in there. I put it in there. I'll put it in there again, folks.
What? Can you just tell me the title and who the source is?
So your solution is to take the kid from the parent and put them in
Tenacious, are you talking to me?
Wait, can we just pause 1 second because I want to hear Mike. I'm sorry. What was it?
Tenacious, let's pause.
Okay, HTTPS //.
No, I want the title, not the URL, please.
Jesus.
Well, I just sent it. You can go down to
It's
the.
not showing up in the
title?
thing.
What
You
is the
can't post the
title?
link. We want the
there.
title.
It's right there.
You
Mike,
can't
you're
post,
seeing
you
it,
can't
but the
post
rest of us
URLs.
aren't. You
It
can't
might be
post the
getting
link in
filtered
the
out,
chat.
Mike. Relax. It's
What
getting
is the
filtered out.
title of the article?
He said it's right there.
School board tries to silence parent who objects to gay porn. There you go.
That seems, you got a headline. You got a headline. And that makes it true?
Did you read the article, Mike?
Yes, I did, and I saw the
Please
video.
tell us what
as
it
well.
says. Please
We
tell
got to
us.
know the source, though.
Did you see the video where the lady was
Please
shut
tell us
down?
what the article
Hey,
said.
hey, I'm gonna respond. Let me speak. Did you see the video where the lady was in the place trying to read what was actually being taught to kids, and they shut her down because it was too pornographic?
Yeah, that's a good
She
thing,
was
Mike.
arrested. She was
It's
arrested.
nasty.
It's very nasty.
Yeah, and the book was actually not found in public schools at all. They just wanted to read that stuff in front of everybody because y'all are freaks.
Oh wow!
Well, it
oh,
causes
wow.
outrage, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to
you got
bring up
people
all these
that
people.
actually want this stuff in the schools.
Remember, an accusation from a Republican is definitely a confession.
A confession, for sure.
Wow. Well, maybe I learned something today. That everything I've been learning about all of this stuff is a lie, right?
Mike, the
now you're
book
getting
you
it.
said that
Good
they
job.
were reading was not in public schools. They chose to read that in front of a group of people that were at a public school meeting that the book
Yep.
wasn't even in the library.
Okay, so you would actually support me saying that book should not be allowed in a public library.
It's not in a
for
public
children.
library or in
No,
a
wait,
school
no, wait,
library.
no,
But
that's
your
not
original
the
point
question.
was that
That's
it was
not
being
the
read to
question.
kindergarten.
I'll answer that
It's
for you,
not.
Mike. I'll answer that for you. I don't know because I don't know the context of the
That's
book.
not the
So I'd
question.
have to read the book.
Wait, Rickshaw,
Would
you made the point that everyone
would you
needs to
support
hear.
the banning of that?
Please
that
stop
book in the
talking, Mike, and
libraries?
let someone else speak. Rickshaw,
Mike,
go.
Mike,
You
your
made the
original-
point
your
everyone
original
needs to hear.
argument
I
was that-
demand an answer right now. Would you support that book being banned?
Mike,
in
shut the fuck
public-
up.
All right. Relax.
She won't say it. She won't say it. Just answer the
So-
question.
Answer the
Obviously, that book
question.
should be banned. But your original point was that this was being read in kindergarten schools, and it's not. You came up with an article that was
Thank
being
you.
read at a PTA meeting that didn't even count. It wasn't the application at all.
Thank
It
you.
doesn't matter. I want an answer to the question. Would you support that?
Doesn't matter. I just want you to say that you hate kids.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Well, that's not gonna happen because we're all
Mike,
parents. So
the
you
book
know.
you're bringing up is not in a kid's school library. Of course,
Really? It's
we
not even
don't
being
want
read
that in
in
a kid's
kindergarten
school
classes.
library. But you said that there was a book that was being read to kindergartners.
No,
and
I said they could get it in the library.
that's not true. That's bullshit, first of
I
all.
would argue that the source you gave, Ruth Institute, is a biased source. It's not credible.
Oh, what's credible
Says
then?
that.
What's credible? Huh?
Well, not a source,
EDU.
not a source that is
Credible. On the
anti-LGBTQ.
right is not credible. Yeah.
So in Mike's defense, you're saying that the mom brought a random book in
Yes.
and took the time out of her day to
100%.
argue that this should not be taught in school.
No,
And
it wasn't a
wasn't
random
even
book.
at
It was a
school.
purposeful book to try to drive a point and bring a talking point and outrage Republicans against it. It wasn't even factual, the instance in which it was being referenced.
Thank you.
Correct.
Goddamn.
Goddamn.
It's called propaganda, Mike, and you're falling for it hook, line, and sinker, my friend.
And Matt.
And Matt. Oh, okay.
Well, I do see a lot. They bring, I don't know what you would call it, a drag queen or something, and they do let them read books about sexual orientation to children.
What the
I
fuck,
have seen
man?
those videos.
Where?
Here we go
Wait,
again. All right, Matt, where's that source?
What the fuck?
There we go.
Right, so this is the website, and it says, "We empower you against ongoing attacks on marriage, family, and sexuality." This is literally an anti-LGBTQ source.
Imagine that, Mike.
Oh,
He's
gee.
the top,
Look at
he's the top
there.
5 gay myth. Like,
Imagine that. Yeah, we should so certainly make sure that little kids get to see
Why are you thinking about kids and those things together at the same time? Stop.
so
Just stop,
disgusting.
dude. Just stop.
It's a projection. Everything you say is a projection, dude. Stop.
dude.
You're just calling yourself out.
Mike, are you anti-LGBTQ?
No, I don't care what adults do.
Keyword there, adults. I'm kind of with them on that. I don't think you can jam it down the
Keyword
kid's
is
throat.
adults.
Okay, well, you guys
There you go.
Wait,
down children's throats.
What do you mean by shoving it down kids' throats? Do you think that heterosexual couples shove like straightness down kids' throats?
No, I think kids look around and they see normality around, and nature just kind of takes its course.
So
if
why
there
do you
is a gay couple,
sexualize gay
nature will
people?
take that course too, right?
What is normal in 2023?
So that's my thing, is that if children can understand that mom and dad have a special relationship and not know what sex is, they can also understand that a family structure who has two dads knows that they have a special relationship and not know what sex is.
Thank you.
I understand that. Yes.
But if every family had two dads, there would be no children.
Hey, you're not actually hearing
If there
me.
were all men in the world, if there were all men in the world, then there would be no children. Are you saying men are bad?
I am saying
You just keep trying to flip the word. I'm just saying, look, God
I'm just
made you a
showing how
female
absurd your
and me a male
statement
for a
is.
reason. That's what I'm saying.
God contradicts himself in every aspect of your Bible. So stop with that. If you want to go down the God path, you're going down the wrong path, because God contradicts himself in every aspect of that Bible. Not to mention that God is sexless, genderless. It's never been here.
Even like we're having a political discussion.
God is genderless.
You think God is genderless, right?
We are having a political discussion.
Says God is genderless.
God is Alanis Morissette. Now let's go on to another
Your
topic.
Bible says that, bro. Your Bible.
Because Matt, do you think that people should be like non-Christian people should be subjected to your morality, to Christian morality?
No, absolutely not.
Then why are you bringing it up?
Yeah.
do you think we all ought to be killed by Muslims?
If you believe in the Constitution, you would keep God out of every aspect of this
you've already hit anti-trans. I feel like you're really like dotting the line of anti-gay. Now you just want to use like the triple threat.
I'm not anti-gay at all.
Yeah, you are. If you just want to.
Like when it comes to God, it's nobody's job to judge. That's God's
bingo.
Okay, but the Constitution says religion or no religion. First Amendment. It's the very first thing it says is keep your God out of our laws.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
that's true.
Okay, then don't bring God into the conversation.
Well, I didn't.
That's what I'm asking. Politely.
No, you didn't. I'm sorry, Tenacious, not you. Matt did.
Oh, Matt, you're going to hell for that.
Michael, you're already in hell, bro.
Once again, that's God's
you know what? I gotta tell you.
Mike, what is your highest education grade?
I'm actually probably going to be your friend.
It's like in ninth grade.
I'm a nice guy. I gotta tell. Yes, I am. I believe in a lot of the stuff that you do. So, and you don't believe
that's what makes you not a nice guy,
right?
We believe in human rights, Mike. Allow people to be who they are, and they don't fucking bother you anyway. Move on with your life. Just allow people to be who they are, and allow them to live a happy life.
I'm all good with that.
That's what we believe in.
That's what I believe in.
No, you're not. You have things that are xenophobic, that are anti-trans, and that are anti-gay. Like, come on, let's not pretend you're a nice guy.
Let's not pretend you're a nice lady then.
What have I said that is comparable to xenophobia, anti-trans, and anti-gay?
You're using big words.
I'm not anti-gay. I'm not anti-trans.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You don't think trans women are women. You absolutely are.
No, I just don't think that men should be competing in women's sports.
It's trans women. Are trans women women?
No, they're not.
Then you're anti-trans. That's not. Then you are anti-trans. I don't know why you deny that.
I'm not anti-trans. They can be.
Yes, you are.
Is that in the dictionary? Is anti-trans? Is it even a word?
Yes.
Somebody pull that up. If it's a word, it hasn't been in the dictionary for 2 years.
Am I wrong?
Is MAGA even a word? Somebody look that up.
No, it's not a word. It's Make America Great Again. That's what that is.
Well, there you go.
When will America
I think they're going to do that.
It's an acronym.
You guys are doing the same thing that happened in the 90s, where you were taught and told by your Republican people that gay people were bad, but now it's trans people in 2023. So it's something that you didn't even care about that's been happening around you for fucking years. But because now your political leaders are telling you to be afraid and acknowledge and act a certain way, the only reason why you guys are scared, these people have been around forever. their whole life. Our
That's
whole
fine.
lives.
I
Your
don't have
whole
a
life.
problem with any of.
The
I
only
don't have a
reason you're
problem with
scared
any
of them
them.
now is because your political leaders are telling you to be scared.
No, I'm not scared.
Bullshit.
By the way,
I live in San Francisco. I live in
questioning.
San Francisco. They have been here. I'm 50. They've been here my whole life. And
But
it's
you don't
never
think that's
changed.
You know why
They
they went
never
there? Because
chose a
that's the only
different
place that would
bathroom.
accept them.
They never had to
Another Bay
worry
Area
about a
native.
bathroom
they deserve.
until now
they deserve
because
as much
you
love as anybody
fuckers
else.
are making it a thing.
All right,
They
so,
never had to
so
worry
living in
about it.
living in
Did
the
you
Bay
say you're
Area
50?
too.
Yes, ma'am.
Living in the Bay Area, you're from San Francisco. I know you know what I'm talking about. You think gender neutral bathrooms are a good thing? Like,
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
You
let
take
me
out
tell
the
you
urinals.
Guess
Yeah, you
what?
take out the
I just
urinals.
flew
Yeah.
from Kansas City back to Sacramento.
Wow.
I flew
So
to
you're in San
Denver.
Francisco, right?
And when I got to Kansas City Airport, which is a brand new airport, I could go one way or the other to use the restroom when I first walked into the airport. One way was a man and woman bathroom, but the other way was a gender neutral. Guess what that meant? Every person came in. I stood there and washed my hands. Men, women, children, all came in. The bathroom, when you went into the bathroom, there was no urinals, there was no
Exactly.
everybody just went to the bathroom. No one gave two shits.
Just like you do at your house, guys.
Why?
Do you have a urinal in your
Why
house?
do you care
No.
so much about sexual activity? I mean, you guys are
I'm
pervs.
not talking about sexual activity. Like,
Yes, you are. It's always,
Everything
it
you
always
think
goes
about
back
is,
to.
yeah, it always goes back to that.
It always goes back to with you guys.
Who's
Yeah,
you?
I got a
I haven't
real
brought up
problem with
sexual
it.
activity one time. Like,
Well, why would it
Are
matter
you
if
opposed-
men and
are you
women go
opposed
in
to
the same
gender-neutral
bathroom when the
bathrooms?
doors are closed?
Hey, does anybody ever watch the gender
it's
reveal?
awkward.
Like, it's always blue or pink. You don't ever know. It's orange. It's trans. Congratulations.
I think
not
gender
even a thing.
reveals are really, really weird, and I would be against I'm anti-gender binary.
Hey, Matt, remember back in the day when there used to be whites only and blacks only? Yeah, remember that, Matt, back in the day when things were like that?
You remember
Come on,
the
man.
reveal?
Progress, man.
Gender reveals are
That's,
also
that's a
allowed.
loose
Like,
connection
Yeah,
to be so binary.
I oppose that. The Democrats don't oppose that these days.
Don't oppose what?
we're going to ban gender reveals now?
Black and white separatist bathrooms.
What policy? What policy you're talking about?
Modern Democrat is in support of segregation.
What policy?
Oh well. Okay, so let's take a look at Joe Biden.
Is that the name of the policy?
He doesn't want
Is that HR bill, Joe Biden? What is that?
He doesn't want his kids living in a racial jungle.
What
He
policy?
did say
You
that.
haven't watched
He did say that.
That he said.